to be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You know who it is, Miss Angel Baby. I'm back with another video. Y'all, Tim Norman found guilty as charged. We're going to be talking about it, okay? But before we get started, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, join the family. Make sure you hit that notification bell so anytime we drop a video, y'all going to be notified, period. Now, y'all, as you can see, I'm in a different setting. I'm in my car, and I do have my air on because it is so hot in Arizona, let me tell you. So I just hope that y'all can't hear the air too much. But anyway, so let's just get down into it. Tim Norman found guilty. It's no surprise. It's really no surprise. Found guilty of murder to hire his nephew, Andre Montgomery. That is such a shame, y'all. I mean, it really is. Now, going back from, when Andre was on the Sweetie Pie show, I never really seen, anything that would suggest that Tim could be capable of, hurting Andre to that extreme. However, I don't know if anybody does or did watch Sweetie Pies. There was this one episode where Tim put his hands on Andre, and Robbie fired him. So that was like the only thing that I really seen. But when everything comes out, it basically boils down to greed, money. And what's really crazy is, now I'm going to get on Miss Robbie Montgomery, but I have to be very careful because I do hear that she is putting YouTubers in court. Child. Anyway, so you better get it right. So everything obviously is alleged, y'all. So yeah, on the show, Andre was staying with Miss Robbie, because she wanted to help him, you know what I mean? Because she didn't want to see him going down the wrong path. So, I mean, we just seen Andre on the show just being goofy and just being, a teenager. So, I mean, it's really unsettling even to just like hear what happened. And on that show, Miss Robbie was saying that, like, she felt like this was a setup. She felt like this was somebody that Andre knew. So it's just been a lot of weird stuff. And also, there's been text messages that came out that Andre was trying to tell Miss Robbie that, he feared for his safety. He felt like Tim was after him. You know what I mean? And it just seems like that those texts went ignored. Everything just allegedly boils down to this burglary where Miss Robbie was on vacation and her house was robbed of $250,000. Miss Robbie, she felt like Andre may have had something to do with it. Andre, he took off, allegedly because he didn't want no part of it. He didn't do it. Like, Andre was very adamant about the fact that, he had nothing to do with this robbery, that he didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just really crazy, though, because, it seems like Miss Robbie really didn't believe him. And Andre was very adamant about the fact that, this was Tim's doing. It was Tim's doing, and it had nothing to do with him. So that's why, Andre left. But they wanted Andre to come back and do some kind of polygraph test. He didn't want to do it. He feared for his safety. He told Miss Robbie, his grandmother, that Tim is after me and he has people after me. I don't want to come out there, But he eventually did this for his grandmother. He wanted to prove to her that he had nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? In fact, that that he wouldn't do anything like that. You know what I mean? So they wanted to try to paint Andre out as like basically a troubled child, who was basically into rap and, gang life, it's the street life. You know what I mean? But Andre's family did come out and speak. His older sister, she came out and she spoke, and she was basically like, her brother smoked weed or whatever, but he wasn't like into the street life. He wasn't a thug, and they tried to paint him out to be a thug. And from what I seen too, it didn't seem like Andre had thug in him at all. Like, yeah, I seen a few like Instagram stuff and all this and that. But like his sister said, those are pictures, you know what I'm saying? On the show, he just was a big kid. You know what I'm saying? Just a kid. That's it. And a lot of people feel like Tim was jealous of Andre. Do I feel like that? Yeah, to a certain degree. Because, Miss Robbie had taken him in, and as we thought, was treating him like her own son. You know what I mean? I remember when Andre graduated on the show, it is so crazy. Like, y'all, I had tears come to my eyes. Like, I cry on graduations and I cry at weddings. I'm sure there's a lot of people that can relate to that. But yeah, he made it. He did. He made it. He was very happy. And it's just really crazy because people had an issue with, Miss Robbie taking up for Tim, which is her son. You know what I'm saying? And being by his side. And it's like, with being a mother, it's like it's really hard to say what you would do unless you were in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, we love our kids so dearly. And it's like, you really don't know. But for the simple fact, like, I was like kind of understanding with Miss Robbie on the fact that, she had to kind of be neutral. But the fact that there was text messages that this woman was alarmed, like, she basically was like warned that this is what was going to happen. And like, after it happened, said on the show that she believed it was a setup. I mean, that stuff didn't click in her head. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course I can't sit here and say that, oh, Miss Robbie, she knew this, she knew that, because, I ain't trying to have nobody come after me, you know what I mean? Like, so that was basically the basis too. It was basically like, I guess they brought up her past, these YouTubers, Miss Robbie's, and saying something about her being promiscuous and how she may have taken part in this thing. So, but all I'm gonna say is, though, me knowing the fact that these text messages went to Miss Robbie beforehand, I lost all respect for her, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
Period.
So when Andre's sister, they came out at the courthouse and they were speaking, and when she spoke, it was basically like, the family was like, we knew. We already knew. And his sister was alleging she was just basically like, before it happened, basically like Andre was telling them. He wasn't just telling his grandma, like he was telling everybody that he felt like, Tim was after him. So his sister, was alleging that she overheard a conversation with her brother talking to Miss Robbie, like right before this happened. And his sister is alleging that Miss Robbie was sent up there calling him out his name and basically saying like stuff like, I won't go to your funeral, you won't go to my funeral. Now, this is alleged, you guys. You know what I'm saying? His sister alleged this stuff. So his sister was like, he just got so upset, and he like threw his phone. Andre threw his phone, and then Andre said he was going to be God's soldier. This is what his sister allegedly said. This is what his sister said. And and his sister said that she knew at that moment that Andre was going to sacrifice himself to prove to his grandma that he had nothing to do with this. Absolutely nothing. And then his sister was like, later on, I guess that's when they found out that, he had passed. So, I mean, that's really crazy. And his mom shares some stuff, that maybe Andre wasn't being treated the way that he should have been getting treated. You know what I mean? So that's another thing too. As far as like his living conditions and just all kind of stuff that like we didn't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like one thing to like see somebody on TV and like think that that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? But you never know. Like I never would have thought in a million years. I'm gonna be honest. I was so shocked to find out that Tim would have had like anything to do with this, like a little bit. Now, the guy that was like the insurance dude, the Yamin guy or whatever, he used to be a producer for Nelly. Well, he was the one who was doing like the documents and stuff, and they had put out 5 different. Well, Tim did. Tim put out 5 different life insurance policies 2 years before Andre passed. But this one that he did with this dude, the Yaman dude or whatever, this was for like 249,000. Exactly, y'all. $1 under what it would take for Andre to have to go get a medical examination. So like, if it was $250,000, then he would have to go get like some kind of medical examination done, just basically seeing if he has any, health problems or anything that's gonna like, or he's gonna pass. You know what I mean? So that was weird. So with the Terica Ellis girl, now with her, Terica was, a stripper, and she was basically saying that her and Tim's relationship was just allegedly like friends with benefits. She was like he would pay her to, have sex or whatever. And so basically, he was tricking with her. And after they got through tricking one day or one night, whatever, he was telling her about his mom's house being robbed or whatever. And he allegedly showed Terica a picture of Andre, and she was like, "Oh, I know him, I know him from the club or whatever." So that's when she said he allegedly was like, "Can you find him for me?" And gave her $10,000 or whatever. And then like she called him up, got the little burner phone. You know what I mean? Basically, I guess she had something going with Andre too. I don't know. But she had met up with Andre, and Andre, I guess, wanted her to go get him some clothes for this photo shoot or whatever he had going on. So I guess she did that, came back, met with Andre, sat in the car for a few minutes, and then allegedly this girl gets a text message on burner phones, y'all. Let me tell y'all, Tim was all like telling her, get a burner phone. Tell Andre that, something happened with your phone, you lost it or whatever, and text him on that, or you know what I mean? So allegedly, a few minutes later, this Terica girl gets like this text message, and it was like, move, like leave, you know what I mean? So that's when Andre gets out the car. She said she sped off. She heard some gunshots. So she said she, allegedly she got on the phone and she called Tim, and she was like, "What the is going on? Like, I heard gunshots here." She said that he allegedly told her, "Don't worry about it. Just drive. Just go. Get out of St. Louis. Throw the phone away. Delete your Instagram. And just get far away from St. Louis." So that is really crazy. Now, the shooter was basically just like, he was dealing drugs or whatever, selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Tim was like some kind of mentor to him. He was mentoring him. And basically, he was saying that Tim didn't tell him to shoot Andre. He did it on his own. He just felt like it was understood that that's what he needed to do. But never said he was pressured to do it. But he still got paid. So I'm like, dang, this person is still in my mind allegedly protecting Tim. But Tim's supposed to be getting sentenced in December. So we're going to have to see, like, what the sentence is going to be. Terica Ellis and the shooter, I think they're getting sentenced in October. And then the insurance guy, I think he gets sentenced September 20th. Yeah. So we just going to have to see. Now, as far as the punishment, it says Tim could get up to life in prison. I predict that Tim will get life without parole. In my opinion, what I feel like he deserves.
Period.
Andre's sister said Tim was doing a lot of crying and lying on the stand. Well, as far as the assurance policy go, Tim was alleging that Andre was there when he signed the policy and all that. So it's just been so much. And then, of course, we all know that, you know, Tim allegedly got an insurance policy out on Miss Robbie. I mean, he was trying to get insurance policies out on his workers, allegedly. So it's just a big mess. And it's been 6 years. 6 years, y'all. And finally, justice has been served. I never thought it was going to be like this. Now, Miss Robbie, as she said, she was just like, she always going to be by her son. For them, it's to death do them part. So, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Miss Robbie, I feel like we were fooled. Or I feel like I was fooled. I feel like they fooled us. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they might even fool Oprah. Oprah gave them a show. And to think, wow. That's crazy. Anyways, y'all, I want to know y'all thought and opinion on the whole situation. What do y'all think? How much time do you think Tim's going to get? And what does this mean for Miss Robbie, you know, for the future? Like, what does this mean? It seems like, you know, the whole family's been torn apart. So, well, not the whole family, but, you know, Andre's family, Miss Robbie, and there was one thing that his sister did say that I would have to agree with. Andre loved his grandma. You could tell that he really loved his grandma. So that's what just makes everything so much sadder. Anyways, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Till next time. Peace.
Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will.